some of your impressions of Miss Fleming? What are some of your lasting impressions?
Well, I think she's a very nice person. I feel I'm gonna miss her because she's done so much for me since I've been here. That's pretty much all I can say without shedding some tears. I don't want to do that, so I think I better stop.
Oh, she was real nice to you, huh?
Very. I think she was overly nice to me and anybody else around me.
Why is that?
I was special.
You special?
Yeah, I was special.
What would you miss most about Miss Fleming?
She was a very attractive woman.
Oh, really?
I never told her that. Nah, seriously, she's a very nice person, and I respect her a whole lot. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Is it on really?
Yeah.
It's on my view. Mary is the best boss I've ever had in the whole wide world.
What do you like most about Miss Fleming?
Well, aside from her well-dressed self and her hair and her makeup.
I want you to know I'm giving this to her, so.
I realize that.
Okay.
Thank you. What was that again? Oh, what I like most about her?
Yeah.
I like the way she works my schedule around.
Okay. Poland, what are some of your lasting impressions of Miss Fleming?
Oh, she's warm, beautiful, lovable, helpful, endearing, you name it, efficient, there he is. I love it. I'm gonna miss her.
What were some of your first impressions of her?
I thought she was too beautiful to be such a good manager. You know, I really thought, this is too good to be true. But then I thought the whole staff was too good to be true. They spoil us.
And Miss Coleman and yourself?
One of the things I like most about Mary is her smile. I love when people smile. And she's always very helpful, enthusiastic.
What were your first impressions of her that struck you the most?
Well, I can't remember.
Miss Baldwin, your first impressions?
I thought she was very pretty and very nice, very warm, very pretty and very warm. And then, you know, she was really helpful. Didn't you say that, Mildred?
Oh yes, very helpful. And I thought too she was very warm and kind, made you feel very comfortable.
Oh, I remember the first thing. I was afraid of parking in the parking garage by myself at night. That was my one reservation about moving in. And she assured me if I didn't want to, one of the concierges would have to meet me up there and walk me to the hotel. I never got it, but it reassured me.
Thank you.
Executive housekeeper. I'm going to get some more food.
She started out as that housekeeper at
Mildred,
the hospital at the medical center.
Do you want anything?
Charge of housekeeping.
What are you going to get?
Mr. Coleman. Mr. Coleman.
Yes.
What are some of your impressions of Miss Fleming? When you hear the name Mary Fleming, what do you think about?
I think she's a great lady, very. But we're no. I've been here over 3 years. So you just started yesterday.
Just started yesterday.
Are you working with Helen?
Just for the day.
Just for the day.
Finding out what's going on. I didn't even know there were.
No, Mary, it's a great.
Thank you, Mr. Coleman.
Right.
Meryl, let me start with you. What were some of your impressions of Miss Fleming?
This is Mr. Bircher.
Mr. Bircher, I'm sorry. Mr. Bircher, Miss Clark, and of course, Mr. Merrill.
I think she rose to have a very high position to be such a tart.
Say that again?
I said I think she rose to a very high position to be such a tart.
Ah, Miss Clark.
I am here to defend sweet, innocent Mary, who, of course, is not a tart. Mr. Bircher is the tart.
We love Mary. We're going to miss her very much.
Mr. Merrill, do you have any interesting anecdotes to tell about Miss Fleming?
I just wish her the best when she's up there in Dallas, and I want to go up and see her sometime, and maybe that'll be for a fun weekend.
Now, if she ever needs a lawyer, I'm sure she can call you or Mr. Bircher, right?
She certainly can.
Especially if she gives me a free room when I go up there.
We'll be more than happy to assist her with traffic tickets and the like.
She's good food.
And whoever replaces her will not decorate the Four Seasons nearly as nicely as she does.
How about those Christmas decorations?
That's not what I meant.
Have you?
No, you look nice. You clean up good.
I know.
Mr. Manor, what were some of your impressions of Miss Fleming?
She's good.
What were some of your,
Thank you.
what are some of your impressions of Miss Fleming?
Well, these I will not put on videotape to incriminate myself later.
How about the way she worked your schedule around? That was interesting.
That was very nice of her. Robert, you really pissed me off with the cameras. You see, you poured $800 down the tube because no one is ever gonna like it.
Say something.
Miss Cadell, what were some of your first impressions of Miss Fleming?
Miss Fleming, she's strikingly pretty. That was my first impression.
Do you have any good anecdotes about Miss Fleming?
Any I can tell. Well, we can tell the all-girls night in the apartments upstairs when we had a pretty wild party that just women attended. Mary had a good time that night. Let's see.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think many of the things, mostly it's the story she could tell us.
What were your first impressions of her?
After she's extremely pretty, then she's extremely nice, and we hate to see her go. She's really a good at her job. She's terrific.
Thank you. What were some of your first impressions of Miss Fleming when you first saw her?
Well, I think about The Wizard of Oz and the school teacher, Elvira. What was her name? Elvira. And I'll get your little dog too.
Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, the next time you see her, she's on a broom with a tall hat and long hair. And that's sort of the way everybody, I guess, pictures Mary as kind of the witch of the Four Seasons. And
Do you have any funny anecdotes about Miss Fleming?
none that I can tell.
None
that I can tell in public.
If she ever needs a lawyer, she can call you, right?
If she ever needs a lawyer, we'll be glad to help her out.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Cadell.
Okay.
Do you have any funny anecdotes about Miss Fleming?
Funny anecdotes about Miss Fleming. She was good, Robert. I can't necessarily think about anything funny. I think of Mary, I think of Mary serious. I'm going to miss her dearly, greatly. I love her. Mary, come back to me. Come back to me. Come back to me.
Do you have any funny anecdotes about her?
Not right now, Robert. I have to think about that and I'll get back with you. I promise.
You'll get back to you? Okay.
I will.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
We're going to miss you, honey.
What were some of your first impressions of Miss Fleming?
Best thing ever happened to this hotel. Music on my backbone.
Do you have any funny anecdotes to tell about Miss Fleming?
Oh, yes, the time when she came down her bathroom and those big glasses on her, rollers and her fire extinguisher. Put down something.
She did what now?
RobertHart, I don't feel like going into details. It's been a while.
She came down her bathrobe, and what did you do?
Is this what is this rated? She's getting ready to put out a fire.
In her bathrobe, and that was it?
She was ready. She's ready to take on whatever chores she has to take on. Code 4, like you always call us during that time.
Oh. Well, what did you do?
Kept right on doing what I usually do in those 3 minutes. Nothing.
Now tell me who you are.
Ramona.
Ramona. Now, what would you like to say to Miss Fleming?
Well, we're going to miss her a lot. And I'm going to go see her up there pretty soon today. I'll be in Dallas visiting my son, and I'll be there to see her. Vicky.
All right. Anything else?
That's it.
Thank
Bye.
you. No. Is that light blink?
Yeah.
So what would you like to tell Miss Fleming?
Good luck, Mary.
Do you have any interesting anecdotes to tell about Miss Fleming?
No, she's a very nice person. I like her very much. That's all, Robert. That's all, Robert.
When are you going to Dallas?
I'm not Robert.
You work very closely with Miss Fleming. You have any interesting anecdotes to tell about her?
Yeah, we always got on each other's necks.
Why is that?
I don't know. She always said we picked on her a lot.
What were your first impressions of Miss Fleming when you first saw her?
You can't put that on videotape.
Yeah, really. Yeah. What kind
PG.
PG? Oh, we're in trouble now. She was a sweet, dear little thing. We loved her so. Can we go a little bit more into the art?
What were your first impressions of her?
Well, she seemed to be young and inexperienced, so we just, well, let's find out. Miss Fleming, could you just kind of step over here?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No, not yet. We'll get to you later.
We'll get to you later, golly.
So what were your lasting impressions of her?
Well, she became a mom to us.
What about you two guys, Chris and David?
I'm not mom. She's just a real classic woman.
Oh, real classic woman.
Of course, his comments. He's no longer with us anymore, so you know.
Oh, that's right. It's opposite matter now.
What are your comments on it?
It's for a short while, but what are your impressions of Miss Fleming? Speak up.
Maria looked very, very nice. Mrs. Cooper came here. She brought a nice gift. Was very surprised.
I said, what are your impressions of Miss Fleming?
Oh, Miss Fleming is, she's very, very excited.
She's very, she's very what?
She's very nervous, very excited about her new adventure. She's I don't know, she has very hard feelings. She's about leaving the hotel.
Oh.
About leaving all the action. And she's gonna have a good time over there.
You've been there before?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
So Miss Fleming.
Miss Fleming. I remember climbing ladders on the evening of December 30th, taking down Christmas decorations. I remember climbing ladders trying to hang the damn things to begin with. I remember, what else do I remember about her? Anything and everything. At any time that she wanted, she called me to try to do it. I got
What, do you have any interesting anecdotes about her?
Any interesting anecdotes about Mary?
Yeah.
No.
Thank you, Dean.
I am very sentimental about Mary Lee.
What were your first impressions of her when you first saw her?
My first impression was that she was a cheerful and loving person, nice person to work with, personality, the way she handled her employees, and things like that.
And a pretty lady.
Very pretty lady.
Do you have any funny stories to tell?
Nothing funny to say about Mary.
Funny stories.
I am sad that she's leaving, but I'm very happy that she's able to do something better for herself and her family, and I'm very happy that she's doing something better for herself.
All right, thank you, Helen.
You're welcome.
Yancy, tell me some of your first impressions of Miss Fleming.
Well, actually, I tell you the truth, Robert. The first time I met Miss Fleming, I didn't have an impression of her.
Oh, really?
Since the time has passed, though, I've grown to be slightly impressed of her.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Do you have any funny stories to tell about her?
No, actually, I tell you the truth. I heard that she was once an ex-Playboy playmate in 1969, but that's a rumor, so I don't really know how true it is.
Yeah, we should really report rumors.
Yeah, that's true, but sometimes rumors are true, you know?
Yeah.
I think she's managed to keep that a hidden secret.
Any rumors going around about you?
Not actually at this time. Rumor has it I'm departing sometime in the next couple of months, but that's a rumor I started myself.
Have you heard any rumors about me?
Robert.
Miles, what are some of your impressions of Miss Fleming since you've known her?
One, she's the most beautiful manager I ever had, the sweetest manager I ever had, and I'm gonna miss her dearly.
When you first saw her, what was she like?
What can I say, man? Sweet. She was like an angel. Beautiful. sweet. I don't know. You know, just the greatest. I'm gonna miss her dearly.
You know any funny things, funny anecdotes about her, or jokes she's told you, or?
Well, yeah, I know a couple.
You want to share them?
Well, there was that one time that I got into a little bit of trouble. Why are you laughing?
No, I'm just...
Like you know what I'm about to say.
No, I don't, really.
I got in a little trouble with some lady at the front desk, and you know, it all blew up all out of proportion.
She told you a funny joke about it?
No, she got her explanation to me about it was that it was one of those things that happens, you know, when the job is playing over the street. It blew my mind that she could find that so, because she laughed about it. It blew my mind that she could find it so funny. That's about all I remember.
Okay, thank you, Eddie.
You're welcome.
What were your first impressions of Miss Fleming?
Of Mary Fleming?
Yeah.
Beautiful, sexy, exciting.
This is rated PG, so don't take
Okay. Very, very charming person with a lot of bubbles. Mary, we're gonna miss you during Christmas time, the renovation, the trees. We're gonna miss you every day, basically, in the cafeteria, passing through, and everything else. We're gonna miss your touches and your warmth. We wish you good luck. I don't want to make it a speech, but we're gonna miss you, and we're gonna be seeing you up in Dallas. Take care of yourself. Keep that smile going.
Thank you.
Big Dallas, that Triple X movie that you're gonna put out, we are ready. Mary bites the big D.
So, Lisa, what were some of your first impressions of Miss Fleming when you first saw her?
Miss Fleming, very attractive, very sophisticated, work-oriented, yes, but is that just a ploy? Are we trying to find a real man? Robert, please turn that over.
Now, you've been a long-time tenant at the Four Seasons place. What are some of your first impressions of Miss Fleming?
Well, she was a delightful lady, and I had heard that she was going to be equally as good as Sandra McCary, and Sandra and I were very good friends. So I was very pleased to meet Mary and to learn what a nice person she is. She was very, very nice to me and helpful, and she always has been. What were your impressions?
Oh, I think she's great.
Oh, yeah, people that work in the hotel know me. I love pretty good speeches. And I think, especially saying goodbye for so long to people like Mary, you know, it's always an emotional moment. So there were a lot of things that I went to say. Not a lot of dirt that I found, but some of the things that I went to say. So I kind of wrote a couple things down here so that I wouldn't forget anything. So you will forgive me for going to my notes. Shop. No, I didn't. He wanted to be here. You know, about 3 years ago, actually August 8th, Mary, 1888.
I'm in dates.
Mary, she came to us, and she was hired somehow after convincing whoever interviewed her that she was qualified to work in a hotel. I guess this individual must have thought that Mary's previous experience was appropriate for her to get a job as an apartment manager. And I read the chapters that Mary wrote. And she talked about her position that she had while she was applying here. She says it was an extremely busy position where an individual, as well as be able to switch gears, quote unquote, on a moment's notice. Well, as I understand from some of the notes that were in the interview in chief, she did come across gracious. Voice, well, was a story. But the very interesting thing was this switch gears on a moment's notice. After Mary signing the Four Seasons sexual harassment policy, which I may add that to this day I still haven't heard any complaints about Mary harassing anybody. But really, little did we know that one of Mary's biggest strengths, perhaps her biggest strength, was her ability to switch gears on moments' notice. She goes from being a great department manager to being a friend, to being an expert interior design, to being a very warm and understanding person that works with all the department tenants, and she takes each individual, notice a group of each individual, and keeps them catch that. She tries her hardest to the party animal. She can be actually with Maxime's call. We know Mary will be supporting her. In fact, yesterday we were great line. And one of the employees asked Mr. Bowles, now that Mary's leaving, is there somebody else who's going to be organizing the employee sales? But, you know, always getting involved and putting so much heart and effort. Really, I guess I can be here for hours. Somebody was asking me, you got somebody to replace Mary? Well, I don't think we're going to replace her. We're going to have her apartment. All right. Yeah. We'll need you all much as much as you discuss. Good luck.
I can just say one thing now, okay? You don't always have to say something. Ironically enough, you know, we see these matches around the hotel, and it's always interesting. I always pick them up and read what's on them. And I happened to sit down and pick this one up, and this is really one of my favorite sayings on this matchbox. Interestingly enough, it would be right here in front of me, and it really says how I feel about Houston Center. It says, everything about it is just your cup of tea. And that's how I feel about everybody here. It's a wonderful place to be.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. A traditional Four Seasons Houston Center, voted with the present the shadow walls, way more than remains with the department head. Mary, I can't put it in the lobby of the Four Seasons Dallas, but I'm sure she can explain privacy. Great. And then I know there was a big card in there, so there's a little one here.
It's Garfield, and he's crying. Who will decorate my house? Who will help me? Who will help me raise Rachel? Who will get my next dog trained? stop singing? No, it's just Four Seasons humor, that's all.
Oh boy, I'm ready.
Good, great.
Mr. Cycle?
You already did this once, Robert.
You started, then you stopped.
Okay, I'll just take one of these.
She's a very nice girl, isn't she?
Yeah.
He's
What? You have any funny anecdotes to tell about her?
No. Everything's been fine as far as I'm concerned. She did give me one big surprise. She has a son named Glenn, G-L-Y-N-N. I love that name because that was my name.
Oh,
my
what?
maiden name,
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I feel like we're related. I told her I'd take either one of her kids anytime she was ready. I'd love to have them.
Well, thank you, Miss Herrera.
My pleasure.
What are your first impressions of Miss Fleming?
Well, I don't have a first impression, but I do understand that she did perform service above and beyond the Call of Duty during a fire drill a couple of months ago, at which time she showed up in the lobby with a fire extinguisher to safeguard the tenants of the hotel.
What are some of your lasting impressions of her?
Lasting impressions? Well, I hope they're not the last impressions I have, but I will always remember Mary very, very favorably.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Cycle.
Is this one of those fire? See, this is my color too. You know it's my color. Oh, this is my favorite color. Thank you so much. You're such a sweet person. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, I love it. Thank you so much. No, it's perfect. It is perfect. This is my favorite. You know this is my favorite.
Okay, Mary, try it on.
Thank you so much.
Try it on.
Okay, go ahead, Mary. Go ahead.
I'm a good sport. You know that? That is so sweet of you, Ursula. Thank you so much. Down there with me and all. I mean, y'all, this is like
Christmas. It's not like crazy about the stuff we moved over there already. Robert, you did get all of that in.
Uh-oh, inspirational.
You did get all the speech in?
Yeah.
Helen, I have wanted this book. This is a beautiful book. The Rose's Travels? I've never read it. It is a beautiful book. Where is Helen?
She's over there.
She's satisfied.
This is a beautiful book.
We were talking about that the other day. She was asking me and I said,
Y'all can be sorry if I get there and I don't like it and I come back.
We'll just take it back.
We'll
just take our gifts back.
She loved the book.
Wait a minute, Sue's picture.
It's an awful picture. I want to see that picture too. You saw the
No, I haven't seen it. This is great. This is so sweet of y'all.
It's Mary. Who took that?
Helen took it.
We're talking Four Seasons. You know we ain't been money.
Yeah, that's great. How was it Richard's going away?
I think you were talking and I was just snapping her in the room. She really wasn't making a face. I just caught her when she was talking.
that's sweet.
Oh, and you did
Which one you want?
Mary, you did that.
Did you know that I wanted these earrings?
Yeah.
Oh, those are good. Wild guess. Oh, those are good.
They'll go with my blouse. They have little loose toes. Y'all, I wanted these earrings. How did you know? Did Elaine tell you?
No.
That is so sweet of y'all.
The man above spoke one morning. I woke
I'll
up
wear
to
them
buy her
tomorrow.
earrings.
Thank you
Okay.
so much. Thank you so much. But I don't need earrings to remember all y'all buy.
You'll remember as we start weighing down on your ears.
Oh, wait a minute.
Now she's got the ring against her ears.
No, I'll just think of all the good times we had together.
Yeah, you remember from the pain in the ear. Yeah, they wore a pain in the ear.
Headaches.
I'll tell you, we've had some
We had the best fights of our lives.
No, we never had a fight, Mehmet.
Okay, it was the best disagreements of our lives.
Long heated discussions.
Oh, there you go.
Impressions of Miss Fleming.
Oh, she's a beautiful lady. I really enjoyed knowing her, and I'm going to miss her. And maybe I'll have to go to Dallas to see her again.
What impressed you about her most when you first met her?
Her friendliness. I want to get another treat. And her genuine care for all of the tenants here.
All right, thank you, Miss Hodson. Okay, here we go.
Okay. I'm definitely going to miss my namesake, Mary. The little sunshine girl of the hotel. Definitely going to miss you.
Wow.
Good luck in Dallas, and come visit us, and best of everything.
You have any funny anecdotes about her?
Funny anecdotes. Oh, Astroworld has to be the funniest
Let's hear it.
Ever. Well, Mary just didn't want to smudge her makeup. She was beautiful no matter what. Beautiful soaking wet as she was when we first started at Astroworld. It was the best day. And I hope she always remembers it, and I hope she'll come back and go with us again sometime.
Thank you, Mary.
Sure.
What do you like best about Miss Fleming from what you know?
Oh, she was a very nice person. I enjoyed her whenever she came down and bought our laundry and stuff, the guest laundry.
Where you going?
Where am I going?
Yeah.
Never can tell.
Hi, Coleman. Please come and visit me in Las
We will.
Where
She's
you
squeezing in.
I know that. You'll be around. Yes. Thank you for coming.
Well, there's Andy over there. I haven't.
Okay, y'all, let's get serious.
How you doing, Tony?
Thank you.
Man on the street.
Excuse me.
Dealt with Miss Fleming. What are your impressions of her?
Miss Fleming is a wonderful lady. We're going to miss her greatly.
When you first met her, what were your first impressions of her?
The same as they are now.
What is that? What is that?
That she's a lovely lady.
Thank you, Mr. Marlowe.
My pleasure.
Robert, you wouldn't let us talk on the thing, but we had to force you into it, so here we are.
What was some of your first? I'll say I could mail this to both of y'all spouses, so
They know.
They know. They love it.
They're
It's
into
a
it.
problem.
There's 4 of us all together. Couples.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, I think there's 8 of
Yeah,
us.
yeah, there's at least
There's
7.
There's 7
It's
of
always
us.
so
We
dark.
like odd
Yeah.
numbers.
It's a great family.
But at any rate, Miss Fleming.
But anyway, we love Miss Fleming. We wonder if she paid off her bill at Harriet Hard. Thanks for the emergency kit, Mary. Cheers. It's gone right on my hips. I'm glad you felt great today, and we'll always remember this day.
Mary, you're incredible. Absolutely one of a kind. God bless you. Good luck to you and your beautiful family.
And Robert, quit getting me chewy.
Now, Mr. Hart, I know you only recently met Mary, but what were some of your first impressions of her?
Wonderful person. She was very receiving being here. Gave me some pointers, and of course we exchanged a lot of information. So she's prepared to go to Dallas. She has all the scoop. I made sure of that.
What about you?
Take care of Richard and Vicky. Make sure they keep out of trouble, Mary.
Thank y'all, Miss Fleming.
Mary Fleming. As I said on the farewell card to Mary, that now that she's leaving and taking a lot of the class out of this hotel, it'll be up to me to keep it here. And that's my impression of Mary, and I hope she keeps that. She's never going to lose her class, and Dallas is lucky to get that class from her.
All right, well, thank you very much, Mr. Wigby. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mary.
Me either. Well, yeah, I wasn't picking it up. No, I wasn't picking it up right now.
Yeah,
Just reprimanded.
I have never been.
I guess it was me then, huh?
I guess it was Robert. I think it was you.
God, dog, I bet.
This is turning into a Robert
Your
toast.
attitude, your penmanship, and your mannerism is unacceptable at the desk.
It's turning into a Robert toast.
Don't let me start talking about the Atlantic now. See?
You hire AA. handwriting teacher at the Four Seasons place.
Hi, Mrs. Rico. I'm sorry. Great to
Charles.
Architectural Digest.
I called you earlier today while you were in.
That's right. I was in bed.
Good for you. That's where I should be.
Miss Precourt, do you have any funny anecdotes to tell about Miss Fleming?
Let's see. I could start
Clean
with
ones.
last
Clean
night.
ones. Clean. No, clean ones, Molly. Clean.
I sure wish those fellas hadn't sent so much champagne to our table. Last night. How about you?
More. Miss Precourt, what were your first impressions of Miss Fleming?
First impressions. Well,
Those are always best.
I just hated to have all that competition. It was so beautiful.
She had it sewn up, though. There wasn't any competition.
I was afraid she was going to steal my husband away.
You really thought she was going to take your husband?
I really think she's cute. But he's working to pay for her new house.
You really thought Mr. Precourt would go for her? Oh, I'm sure you're playing around.
Let's skip the comedy. Let's skip the comedy. Okay, save it for another time.
Well, thank you for talking to us, Miss Precourt.
Am I excused?
Just talk. I said just talk, don't look at me.
Mary.
Everybody turn around.
Keep the peace in Dallas.
Do you are you having too much wine?
I
Tell
don't
Richard hi. Tell Richard I said hi.
You love Richard.
I love Richard and Mary. I do.
What is Joe gonna say about all this?
Joe? Well, Joe is my sugar daddy.
You know what it is?
Yes, you know that.
Ask Helen where's Myrtle.
Where's Myrtle?
I think she went home.
She went home.
Myrtle don't like parties.
Yancy certainly likes parties.
I'm with Ham. That's the only reason I'm talking so much. I only had 2 glasses of wine. Got it?
Is this a rap group? What's
Mary
that?
got here in '88.
Hotter than hell and looking for a date.
We're
gonna rap.
Mary's got a great eye for art.
Oh, wait a minute. But you know she's got a big Bill and Harriet heart.
Mary, we're too white for the rest. This is all we can do. It's our best. Mary, you'll have to see it later. Don't get up, you'll get sick if you see this. Take it off, Robert. Where's it?
Or that they went to the movie.
Or I'll tell you what I was.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm gonna run up and get it and bring it down. I don't forget to do that. I'll be right back.
Yes, ma'am.
Of course I know.
Yeah, I couldn't live with him.
Looking from her point of view out.
Try the floor.
Like the ceiling.
Hi, Richard.
Well, now you're supposed to let us know.
He didn't tell us that. Well, I don't know. It just seemed like a good idea at the time, but I don't know now. Well, we're just winding down. It's relaxing. About 10 years ago.
Say those things
So I'm
again,
really
Mr.
looking forward to it.
Allen.
It's a good career opportunity for me.
Oh, is it great?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
great.
it's
How
a
long
good
have you been
move.
here?
3 years. So it's time to move on and do something else. Give someone else a chance at this fun job.
Well, I imagine it's like.
Did you apply,
It is a
Robert?
lot of fun.
I know you work
It
for
really
hours
is.
there.
Huh?
It's
Did you
fun.
apply?
Yes.
I'm sure.
Got the note.
Hi there.
Hi, how you doing?
The other day. Well, I want to wish you a lot of success.
Thank you very much, Richard.
We'll see.
If you're in Las Colinas, give me a call.
Las Colinas, okay.
Like Siobhan, I'm sorry.
Just some of your first impressions of Miss Fleming.
First impressions of Miss Fleming? Well, I knew Miss Fleming's sister when I worked for Westin Hotels. And when I first came to Four Seasons, I took one look at Mary and I thought I knew her. But it was her sister, Catherine, that I knew.
Oh.
And Mary's prettier than Kathy. And nicer, too.
What's your name?
My name's Barbara.
All right, Barbara, thank you.
And I live in human resources.
Ah.
Except on Saturday and Sunday. Don't know if I'll be back again.
Mr. Hart, you've been a wonderful host. It's George.
Huh?
You've been a wonderful host.
George, when did you first get interested in painting?
Well, this is July 18, 1991. See?
Are we going to miss Mary? She's going to, I'll give you a bet. She's going to be back in 2 months. She's going to call and ask for her job back. And we will rehire her for half of what she makes today. And that'll teach her a lesson. Never to leave us again. That's what I said. I said, no, look, she keeps mentioning.
Are we taking it? Yeah, they did.
Oh, we just did a wrap.
Hey, thanks for that.
Views on Miss Fleming are these as follows. Fleming, of course, has been an excellent manager. So she's been a very nice person to work with, not demanding, but gives you space, and that's what a manager should do. She knows how to talk to people, and that, of course, is a plus for her. Unfortunately, she's been in a position dealing with a bunch of animals.
Naming RobertHart.
Namely me. I am the animal.
Thank you.
And of course, but seriously, I miss Miss Fleming very much, and I'm sure she'll do very well where she is. I think if we had more people like Miss Fleming in the workforce, I think
we'd have less employees like you.
Less employees like me, precisely, Mr. Doubt. If we had more employees like Miss Fleming, we would be a better. It would be a better place to work. Thank you. That's it.
All right, we cover this table here. No, I've already told him.
I'm a David.
David, erase all that stuff out hard. You said it's nothing but a bunch of lies, and there was a mix of truth. Everybody's here so late. All right. Bye, Mary. We're gonna miss you, but please take Robert with you, okay? If nobody else. Amen.
Miss Fleming is a very nice lady. I hope she succeeds in the duties that she needs to perform at the new hotel. Good luck.
Thank you. Give me a concise before you get cranked up. Okay, I'm ready.
In memory of Mary Fleming, of course we're going to miss you here at W.H. Smith. We're going to miss you buying our $6 pantyhose. Woo. But we'd like to wish you the very best, and hopefully you can come by and see us sometime. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye, Miss Fleming.
Have a nice time.
Have a nice time.
What are some of your impressions of Miss Fleming?
I think she's a lovely lady. She's always been kind to me. And I just can't believe that she's leaving us. But that's okay, because everyone should expand their horizon and go for what they want to do in life.
Do you have any funny anecdotes about her?
No, not really. She's very kind. She's really a kind person. And to put up with certain parties, I think that she really has done a great job.
What was your first impressions of her?
I think she was very nice on my first impressions, and she's a very kind lady.
That it? Thank you.
Oh, I thought she was